Hello there, folks. This is Sherman Wright here, reporting on social issues and current affairs. I have with me today, I have the Mid-East Antrim and Borough Council, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Timothy Gaston from the Traditional Unionist Voice. Timothy is going to share some of his views as far as today's announcement is concerned. In the local jobs sector, that 1,000 jobs have now been affirmed to have been lost within over the period of the next 2 years within Bombardier, which obviously was Shorts, who have been one of the largest employers in Northern Ireland since 1936. Now, Shorts were taken over by Bombardier in 1989 and, as forestated, has been one of the largest employers in the areas of East Belfast, Newton Abbey, Dunmurry and Newton Ards. Councillor Gaston, could I just ask you, obviously, first I would just like to say thanks very much for your correspondence, but can I ask you how you feel about this situation, as obviously coming from Ballymena, the Ballymena area, and being a well-known constituent within the Ballymena constituency, that obviously this is going to have a rapid effect on the social economy. Timothy, can this country take much more?
Well, looking at it, Sherman, my thoughts first and foremost are with the employees and the families at Bombardier. This is a very difficult time for them. It's a hammer blow to the local economy, and not just East Belfast and Murray area. There's constituents of mine here in Mid and East Antrim travel to Bombardier. That is where their place of work is, and I'm sure today that they'll have heavy hearts and they'll take a wee while to pick themselves up after this shock news that they've had today.
You say shock news there, Councillor Gaston, or sorry, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Gaston. Obviously, it's quite an alarming situation for the country and for people and young students and the considerations of young people like that. Obviously, does the executive really need to redouble their efforts from here on in, Councillor Gaston, to perhaps maybe regain some type of stability within the thoughts of the people?
Well, it's now a time that we really need to step up to the plate. We've had all the talk by the executive parties of what they're going to do. It's now time to either deliver or step aside. Sherman, us in Ballymena here, we're very well aware. We've had JTI, we've had Michelin, we've had B&Q. A few years ago we had Patents. We know what it feels like to have job losses on our doorsteps. And the country and the local economy faces tough times over the next 2 years. I challenge Mr Bell. He's been in office since May 2015. What have you done to keep the jobs here in Northern Ireland? And what have you done to attract jobs in? North Antrim has been neglected with FDI visits. And my challenge goes out to Invest NI and the Deputy Minister. Step up to the plate, deliver for the people. People are leaving this area, people are leaving this country. They find it more prosperous going elsewhere. I want something for the young generation to have jobs. I want them to have a future, to see their futures here, not just Mid and East Antrim, but in Northern Ireland as a whole, and simply that's not happening at the minute.
So, Councillor Gaston, you do feel, obviously, that there could be an epoch of people leaving the country, of the young students and young people who are trying to gain multi-skills to therefore enter the employment sector, and if the jobs aren't there, obviously, they are going to leave the country. It cannot be a good sign for the future of Northern Ireland. Well,
for careers, this is a massive blow. Bombardier would have took a lot of people through university. The students that have come out have been given the opportunity to go there. And if them jobs aren't available, my question is, what is the executive going to do to deliver jobs for people leaving our universities? We need people to stay here for our skill base to grow. We are dependent on the people that's already here, the children that's coming up through the schools, that will be growing into young adults, that will be coming out of universities. We need a future for them, and that has to be a prime concern for our executive, as well as the job losses that have been announced here today.
Well, as you can see, folks, that's the views of Traditional Unionist Voice, Councillor Mr Timothy Gaston, who is also the Mid-East Antrim Deputy Mayor. Councillor Gaston, just like to thank you very much indeed for your correspondence.
Thank you very much, Sherman.